Start of a new era. The optimism is there. It's only the first game. What do you want to see?
Well, you're always hopeful when a manager comes into United that he can get United back competing at the top. It's not quite happened the last few years. I think the PR over the last week from the new manager has been very good. He spoke well. He's been very positive. Talks about a lot of talk about changing systems. He's a young manager. He looks hungry. He looks like hopefully he can deal with the pressure. But I'll be honest, nobody knows until he gets into the job properly, and that's getting games under his belt. You'd hope today they can come and beat Ipswich. You'd hope they can put a marker down, get the team competing. And it's probably just more hope than anything else at this moment in time until he gets into the job and he sees probably what the real problems are.
As Roy said, there has been a lot of talk about this change in systems. He doesn't seem like a man who's going to be particularly flexible on that point.
No, he certainly said it's his way or the highway. He's looked fresh, he's looked exciting, but of course you've got to get the results on the pitch. And if it is going to be this system, do I think he's got the players for it? I do. I think that, they've got a lot of centre-backs, this 3-4-3, however the three looks at the top end of the pitch, we'll find out in the coming weeks. But it all starts here, and this is where they've got to really, like Roy said, lay down a marker, see what they're all about. And I think there'll be a few players in this system who will start to profit from the new manager because they'll have a change in role.
The other thing that's interesting in terms of the setup, Jamie, because that's coming for a lot of criticism over the years since Sir Alex Ferguson left, is that he comes in as head coach rather than as manager. Does that suggest that he's going to have to work with the players who are already there rather than having an active role in the transfer window?
Well, I think he does need to have an active role in the transfer window, first of all, and that's why he'll need time. I know he's not signed a long-term contract, but that he needs to come in, assess the players, see which ones want to run for him. He said players don't run back. Who wants to chase, who wants to be involved and look forward to what Manchester United and what he wants to do, because a lot of players that aren't good enough for Manchester United. That's why they're in the position they are. We will see an upturn today, absolutely. They will run more because there is a new manager bounce. That always is the case. And it's just going to be interesting. But what I do like about him is that it feels like he's talking a lot of sense. He hasn't come in and tried to say too much. Sometimes a manager comes in, they probably don't get the message across. I look at him and think, yeah, you know what, I look like I want to play for you. I'd want to give my all for you. And so far, it's been a very successful, I'd say, pre-game press conferences and everything's gone well. But one thing that matters and one thing only will be results. He's got to win football matches, and if he does that, he's going to be a big success.
And the question is what he can do in the time that he's had, with the fact that the players have been away on international duty, Roy, as well.
Yeah, of course he's only had the week and players coming back and getting some sort of recovery. Yeah, of course, so you'd obviously give him the benefit of the doubt today, but you still think with United's quality, again, that bounce for a new manager will bring. Ipswich particularly struggling. I know they had a good win at Spurs, but struggling at home, so no matter what position Man United are in, you'd like to think they can come to Ipswich and get a result. But I think the big surprise for all United's problems is, I suppose, the lack of goals. We talk most weeks about United having a lot of good, talented players, but we don't see it in terms of the goals. The goals ratio is really, really poor. So that's certainly an area that will improve, on top of all the other ones he's got.
The players themselves have come in for quite a bit of criticism in terms of their performance, at times in terms of their application. Do you think that's something that people are going to be looking out for today?
Yeah, of course. That's the package of being a professional footballer. Particularly when you're playing at United, the higher level you go up in the bigger clubs you play for, there's more pressure. And there's no doubt we can sit here all day and talk about, United have got good qualities, but the key is to do it week in, week out. That's the challenge of being a top footballer. It's no good Man United players doing what they've done to the last few managers and turning up every few weeks and obviously becoming a cup team. And that's what Man United were well known for in the 80s, and that was no good to anybody. And that's why United changed in the 90s, with obviously with Alex Ferguson, the players they brought in, the type of characters they brought in. And the key was, and the reason I went to the club, is because you wanted to do it week in, week out. And these players haven't done it. They haven't done it.